Hi everyone, welcome back to Solidity Basics. In this section, we'll cover data location, storage, memory, and call data. So we'll refer Alchemy docs for this section because they have slightly better examples than here. So TLDR, there are three different type of data locations that we can use to store and manipulate data within smart contract. These are memory, storage, and call data. Memory is used for temporary data that is needed during the execution of a function call. Once the function call execution finishes, this data vanishes off from the memory, freeing up the memory space. Call data is used to store function arguments that are passed from an external caller. These are read only and immutable. And the storage is used to store data permanently on the blockchain. Okay, now when to use memory? Memory you should use for variables that are only needed temporarily, like when you are executing a function call, you are doing some logic over some variables, and at the end of the function call, you just need the output, and you don't need the intermediate variables. So for those, you should use memory because at the end of the function call, all of those variables would get erased and the memory would be freed up. So like here we have an example where we have a function where we do the sum of all elements of an array. So here we have this memory array, and the array is stored in the memory, but at the end of this function call we only need the value of the sum. So at the end of the function call, we don't have the values of the array in our memory anymore. So this is a very good use case for memory. For call data is used for function arguments that are passed in from an external caller such as user or another smart contract. It's read only, meaning that we cannot modify the data in our function execution logic. So this is mainly used when we are getting some kind of sensitive data like addresses or values or something like that, which we need to refer back to again and again, but we can't risk it getting modified while executing the function logic. So we use call data for that. For example, in this function, we are doing a security check of whether the sender of the message is the owner of the contract or not. So in this use case, we don't need to do any operations on the owner address, and we also don't want this value to change while the execution of function logic. So this is going to be stored as call data. And last, storage is any kind of variable that you are declaring as a state variable. They would be stored permanently on the blockchain. So anything that you need to persist across the life cycle of the dApp, like let's say in this example we are storing people's addresses and their favorite colors. So this kind of data we would want to persist across the life cycle of a dApp, not just a single function call, not just a single transaction call. In fact, the entire life cycle of the dApp. So for this use case, we will use storage. Cool. I'll see you guys in the next video.